What's up, guys? I just want to give a quick disclaimer for this episode. We talk about some Christian themes. Austin is starting a Christian Bible study group, so that's something we talk about a little bit in depth. If that's something you're not interested in, feel free to skip this episode. If it is, please stick by. Thanks, guys.
Hi, I'm Caleb. I'm a cardist, and I'm interviewing other cardists to see how and why they create, so we can learn how to grow as a community. Welcome to Cardistry Talk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cardistry Talk. Today, I'm joined by my friend Austin Byers. I'm super happy to have you on the show. He's a cardist who's been active in the community. I guess that's a good explanation. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Austin. I'm a cardist. I've been doing cardistry for about 2 years. And that's just about it. Started doing community stuff, I guess, about a year after, seeing a bunch of other people posting and stuff.
Yeah. So me and Austin actually met through the OPC Garden Hangouts. So he's actually like one of the earliest people that I've known in cardistry. So super excited to talk with my friend here. But how did you kind of get started into cardistry for the people watching and listening?
Well, I started doing cardistry after I had started doing magic. I started in magic 3 years ago. I also started doing card throwing, so I really liked the kind of like the throwing stuff, and it kind of incorporated into the cardistry as well. And plus, I started seeing like the Verts videos going real popular, and then I was like, hey, this stuff looks pretty cool, so why don't I try it out? And then I'm here.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think most people start in magic, but I'm really interested in the people that didn't start in magic, because it's always unexpected, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So when you sit down to kind of try to create a move for cardistry, do you have any process and how you go about trying to make a move? Or is it all kind of like free form?
I'd say it's a little bit of both, because usually I'm trying to come up with a move. I'm just playing around. Like I was playing around with this earlier. I don't know how well this can be seen, but I was playing around with this, just opening up in that still Sybil style.
Mm-hmm.
I like to play around with that a lot, see where I can go with it.
Yeah, there's so many variations from the Z grip that you can do.
Yeah.
It's insane. That stuff is still being made, even though it's like one of the earliest grips.
Yeah, there's a lot that can be done just from that grip alone.
Mm-hmm. So if you're listening to, that's you want to do that, learn that. That's like the best beginning way to learn some stuff is the Z grip. It goes into everything.
Yep.
Do you have any inspiration that any people in the community that you're kind of inspired by to create?
Yeah, I like to look around at different people's styles, like especially Shano and Oliver Sogard. I really love the way they do cardistry.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the stuff I do is inspired by them because, like, I'll see something they do in a video, like most of Sean's stuff on Instagram. I'll try and play around and see if I can mimic that in a way. And the same for Oliver's stuff as well. He's got a really nice, weird, funky grip to everything.
Yeah, I love like I've recently got really obsessed with Oliver Sogard. Just the
Yeah.
the videos he's made with dealer's grip, like Deckard and Deckard, however you say it, and it,
Yeah.
like especially grotesque. Like I can watch grotesque anytime, and it'll blow my mind no matter how many times I've watched it. I think it's like it might be my favorite video ever for cardistry.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are some great people to get inspiration from, and they're very different in style as well. You know, Shano's a lot more, flashy, and then Oliver Sogard has like you said, these crazy grips.
Mm-hmm.
If there was like one move that you could have created that someone else has created, what move would you want that to be?
I guess if I had to just pick a random one, I'd do. Jeez, that's so hard.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot. I guess one move I find myself doing all the time would be Nate's Candy Flame.
Can I see that? I don't know.
Yeah, that one, it starts off like this, and the Z grip from the side edges goes.
Mhm.
It's a nice little comfy move, and it's also a great fidget move as well by itself.
Mm-hmm. And I see you repping the hat for him, the More Than Paper.
Yeah, always got to be repping it.
Gotta look fresh.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the stuff he's gonna post here soon.
Yeah.
Hoping he gets back into it a little bit more actively. And this is just another kind of random question, jumping back into cardistry. What's one video that you would show somebody that has never seen cardistry before to kind of introduce them to it, to get them pumped up about what cardistry is?
I guess I'd show them Oliver's move, or not move, Oliver's video jet packets. Like I was showing my friend Daniel, he was helping me video some stuff for my page, and I was giving him some reference as to what should be done, like video wise. So I showed him a couple of videos, like I think I showed him like Orbit Jam video, and then I showed him Jet Packets, which is a pretty great video. Me going back through it, watching, I was like, this is a really awesome video, showcases some really great moves that Oliver's put out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, Oliver, he's insane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't not have a cardistry conversation without bringing up Oliver.
Really, you really can't. You really can't. Like
Yeah.
when I interviewed Ben last week, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, like everybody, like he's just very unique, especially with, like you said, his grips and like his hands, his dexterity with his hands. I don't know. I'm going back to grotesque, but when he does like this, he like flings his fingers around. I don't know how to describe this. His dexterity with his fingers is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite deck of cards?
Right now, it would be the Three Stooges playing cards by Jackson Robinson of King's Wild Project and Chris Shelko of Whispering Imps. I love the Three Stooges. It's a really well drawn out design for what it is, and it's officially licensed for the Three Stooges as well. And that's the only reason why I love the deck, is because of the Three Stooges. But if I had to go with a different deck for like usability and design, I'd say I'd go with probably the V6 Orbits. I really love the theme of that and the design as well. And that one you could really get away with showing a two-way back, even though it's one way, because there's just one tiny little detail.
There's a lot of great choices for cards. Sorry if it looks like I'm looking down too. I know I said this last episode, but I've been trying to use my DSLR and it's like up here, so it looks like I'm looking down, but I'm not. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to work on that.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to just look at the screen instead of the actual camera.
Yeah, it's really hard because, like, especially if you're trying to hold a conversation, you want to see like the other person's movements and like facial stuff, and
like you
like
can actually understand what they're saying.
Yeah, to understand like the flow of the conversation, everything. And like if I were just to like look at this screen right now, like I would have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, videos are weird. Zoom meetings are weird.
Yeah.
So one thing I kind of want to jump into, we can talk about this a little bit in depth potentially, is that you're starting something completely brand new in the cardistry community, at least to what I've seen. I'm really excited about the concept of a Bible study cardistry group for basically Christians, because there's a really strong Christian presence in the cardistry community, which I didn't really realize until I got back into it recently. I don't know if it's grown a lot over time, but do you want to talk about kind of how that's getting into the beginning stages of creating that, and kind of what you want to hope to create with it?
Yeah. So it stemmed from really our last hangout meeting we had. when Hunter mentioned that there's no Bible study group for Christians, like no one else has thought of it. So I'm like, why not just go ahead and start it? So I started it Tuesday. There's currently 7 members, me and you included. And I hope to kind of bring together a different kind of presence in the community where we're all together since we're not in person, trying to help us grow or help each other grow in our faith with Christ. And really just having that part of it, because there's one specific verse, I can't remember it off the top of my head, where it talks about, it's in Romans, I know that. The Apostle Paul is talking about not forsaking the assembly with one another, where we need to be encouraging each other, always uplifting each other, making sure, keeping us accountable for all of the things that we do. Because everybody's not perfect. People can claim they are, but they're not. And we really need that accountability. That way we can make sure we're doing what we're needing to do right, according to the Word of God.
Mm-hmm. And it's a lot easier, or I'm assuming it's going to be easier. There's not even been the first meeting yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be easier to kind of talk about and get into depth these kind of topics with people who have similar interests. So we already have like a layer of connection already to where it'd be a little bit more comfortable to get into kind of some of those more difficult topics when it comes to Christianity and like supporting each other and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So
like what I plan on doing is I'm just going by my Bible app. They have YouVersion on there, which has dozens and dozens of biblical studies where you take a certain topic. Like right now I'm going through a Bible plan called How to Battle Fear. Like if you're going through a time of fear, and I guess fear and doubt, that I can use that to help people that are going through that certain situation and help them to overcome that fear and doubt and listen to what the Bible says about each other or about each of us instead of what the world says about us.
Mm-hmm. It's really like, I'm really excited to see where it goes and how it kind of grows as a thing. Cause like I said, I think it's totally unique. And like when we were talking about it in the group meeting, even the very brief moment we talked about it, I was like, that's a good idea. Like someone should run with that. And like, I'm really happy you picked that up, and I hope to see it do well and succeed, obviously.
Yeah, me too.
So why do you think there is such like a strong Christian presence in cardistry? Have you noticed that, or is it just me?
I haven't really noticed it other than like Nate, Sam, other than those two, and Isaiah as well. I forget about Isaiah.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of it, at least more than I was expecting. And like, it's not necessarily that there's a lot of it, but there's like the people that are there are pretty passionate about it and like actually, doing what I imagine Christians probably should be doing. Because a lot of people they call themselves Christians, but they don't necessarily, they don't act like it or don't actually do what it is called for,
Yeah, like you could see somebody, they'll be in church, they're worshiping, they're praising, they're listening to the pastor, and then you'll see them just the next day somewhere else, and they're doing completely opposite of what they should be.
Mm-hmm. And like picking up on that topic about like, because this is something I was just thinking about recently about why there's to me, like I said, there's a strong Christian presence in cardistry, or there has been for when I first got into this, is that I think there's something about the act of creation that you kind of get to experience in cardistry that is satisfying and kind of gives us a way to kind of relate to, how God created stuff, and like it kind of helps you understand like why would he create this stuff. It's like, because creating something, it feels really good. Like if you create a move, like it feels awesome, especially if it's something brand new that no one's done before. So like,
yeah,
I think maybe for me, at least, I see the act of creation kind of mirroring what God has done is like, it's a really interesting feeling, and it's like really powerful, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like I said, I'm really excited to see where this goes. But kind of what kind of structure do you want to go with it? Like how long do you want to have the meetings? Like any small details that you would want to talk about and describe here? Because I know we're in the very early steps, but I feel like a lot of people could be affected goodly by this.
Yeah. So the basic structure I've been thinking of is right now I have the Zoom link in there for our meetings, and I plan to go about an hour, if that hour and a half or something like that. Pretty much, I have it set for Fridays at 7, but that can change depending on everybody's schedule, because everybody has stuff they do every day. I usually don't, but I just have it set for that day for whoever wants to just come in and get something out of it. And there's different channels in the Discord for each topic. Like all the topics I have are your testimony, like what God has changed about you from the moment you accepted Christ to now. Prayer requests and praise reports if you want something prayed for, and if you want to give God glory for something, you can put it in there, and that will also help us to know what to pray for and help each other out by praying for each other, which is what we're supposed to do. There's the music channel in there, which is where you can link your favorite worship music. Like I just put in a text earlier, linking Elevation Worship. Anything they put out is great. I love their music. It really helps get you in the presence of God, and it's just really uplifting music. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to what God uses this for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I also, while you've been talking, I've been thinking about like kind of how with COVID and everything going on, how there's not, like, at least for me, there's not a lot of options for in-person type of community for not Cardistry, for church, for Christians. So I'm kind of looking forward to it in that aspect. And I'm sure other people might be too as well. Because it is kind of awkward, going out and going into public places right now, given everything that's going on, which I think is starting to slow down a little bit now. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But, all right, everybody, at the end of the show, I like to do what I call the rapid question round. And it's a series of questions that are random in nature. And it could be about anything, Cardistry related, not Cardistry related, anything and everything. So we're going to jump into that, see what Austin's opinions are on anything and everything. So I'm going to get the Spin the Wheel app on my phone with a bunch of random questions, and we'll just jump into this. So it should be fun. Cats or dogs, Austin?
Ooh, both, but I really love cats.
So if you had to pick one, you'd pick cats.
Yeah, I'd probably pick cats.
Okay, good answer. Android or iPhone?
iPhone, all the way.
Favorite unoriginal move? Some move you didn't create.
I'd go with, I guess, Candy Plant by Nate. I just really love that move.
Yeah, we kind of went over that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, either that or Apple Turnover.
That's also OPC man, I see. Or a Nate man. Okay, the age-old question that I always have to ask because of Colin. Toilet paper, over or under?
Over. You're a psycho if it's under.
I'm waiting. We're waiting on the under. We're going to find you, whoever you are.
It's me.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, super speed.
Okay.
Places quick.
Would you use it for good or evil?
I'd use it for good, since talking about some Christian stuff earlier. I'd use it for however God sees me to use it.
Favorite TV show right now?
Right now, it would probably be Brooklyn Nine-Nine or The Flash.
I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's so good. Yeah. If an actor portrayed you in a movie, who would you want it to be?
That's interesting. I guess I'd say like Andy Samberg and like some extra fat makeup or whatever. Like
Mhm.
I am a chunky guy and I do seem funny, kind of like Andy Samberg, but serious. Like I actually noticed like Terry Crews talks about on the Hot Ones. He says that Andy Samberg is really serious in person.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So yeah, I'd say like Andy Samberg definitely is a goofy guy. He plays goofy people on shows.
Hmm. Do you have a favorite restaurant?
I would say Fuji.
Fuji. All
Mhm.
right, awesome. Describe your absolute perfect day.
Perfect day.
Yeah.
Perfect day. Let's see. I don't have to work. I'm sitting at home doing nothing, and I'm just enjoying myself.
All right, and then we'll end on this question. What would the title of your autobiography be?
Is dinner ready?
Is dinner ready? Okay. um,
I'm always talking about food, so most of the autobiography will probably be about food.
hmm. There's nothing wrong with food. Food's great, man.
No.
All right, Austin, thank you for being on the show. At the end of the show,
Right.
I like to do this thing where I used to call it roll out the red carpet because I was just copying it straight from Hot Ones. But I'm going to say roll out the close up pad now because it's a little bit more.
Ooh, I like
A little bit more magic and cardistry related. So I'm going to roll out the close-up pad. Is there anything you want to promote or anything that you would like to, a last nugget you would want to leave the audience with?
Yeah, my Instagram is AustinByers52. You can check out the link in my bio for the Cardistry Bible Study Discord. If you want to join, then join. And other than that, I also have a YouTube channel, just Austin Byers. I'm going to be working on getting more videos out. I haven't done one in a while. But yeah, you can look forward to more videos from there. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Obviously, like always, I'll have that stuff linked in the description. So feel free to check it out. I highly encourage you do. Austin, thanks for being on the show. Everybody, thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.